right, are we live?
I got the mic.
All right,
I
mic check, mic check. 1, 2. About to get
3,
lightning.
4.
Yeah, we're good.
Good enough.
Perfect. I'll take that. Wow, wow, wow. All right, really quick before we get started, I want to show you guys what happened yesterday. We had Lightning Talks here at Hacker Dojo. So I'm going to show you guys a few photos of what happened yesterday. A couple of our speakers. Thank you. By the way, this is in Discord. If you guys aren't in the Discord, if you guys want to see all these photos, make sure you guys join the Discord. Yep, a few of our speakers. That man you might recognize is right there. There he is. Alexander. And then afterwards, this was like 2 weeks ago. Some more speakers of Lightning Talks 2 weeks ago. Why give a Lightning Talk? And if you guys missed any of these Lightning Talks, they are uploaded on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Hi. Some more speakers. Looks like Eric and Tiana, and I guess Emily was here. They were painting the wall here. It's a brand new, beautiful painted wall. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Tiana. Thank you, Eric, for painting the wall. All right. Cool. This is a Hack Comedy. This is an event that happened. They do this once a month. If you guys don't know what Hack Comedy is, it's a bunch of comedians that travel around the States. And we host Hack Comedy here in the classroom. If you guys want to join Hack Comedy, make sure you guys check out the meetup. It's pretty funny. They got funny stuff. They're real comedians, not fake. All right. LA and San Francisco. Well, some of them travel. We had one from New York. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They travel all around the States. Cool. All right. Again. Where's my microphone at? All right, everyone. Welcome to Hacker Dojo Lightning Talks. I am your host, Blockchain John. If you guys are a guest for the first time here, make sure you guys sign up in the front desk and get yourself a little name badge. I'm going to read this to you guys. Hacker Dojo is a well-known, this is actually from, this is generated from ChatGPT. I literally just copied and pasted this. Hacker Dojo is a well-known community workspace and hackerspace located in Mountain View, California, in the heart of Silicon Valley. It is a nonprofit organization that provides a collaborative and open environment for technologists, entrepreneurs, and hackers to work on their projects, share knowledge, and engage in networking opportunities. So far, so good, right? ChatGPT is pretty smart. Hacker Dojo offers a physical space equipped with various amenities, including workstations, meeting rooms, event spaces, and a range of tools and equipment for building and tinkering. The facility is designed to foster innovation, creativity, and collaboration among its members. How did you know that, Hacker? One? Oh, sorry. One mic only. In addition to providing a workspace, Hacker Dojo hosts a wide array of events, workshops, and classes, covering topics such as coding, robotics, artificial intelligence, entrepreneurship, and more. These events aim to facilitate knowledge sharing, skill development, and community building within the tech and startup ecosystem. ChatGPT, you are awesome. Thank you. Hacker Dojo has gained popularity and recognition as a hub for tech enthusiasts, entrepreneurs, and industry professionals, offering a supportive and vibrant community for individuals interested in technology and innovation. This, my friends, is why ChatGPT is awesome. I literally just said, ChatGPT, do you know what Hacker Dojo is? Yes, Hacker Dojo is a well-known community for, okay, cool, thank you. Copy and paste. All right, Hacker Dojo, again, is a nonprofit. So if you guys want to help Hacker Dojo, you guys can become a member at hackerdojo.org. And bright yellow here, the Hive is available. We have a couple hives. I think there's like 4 or 5 dedicated desks. So if you guys want to rent out a dedicated space, contact Emily or Tiana in the back. Volunteers needed. Again, this is a nonprofit organization, so if you guys want to volunteer and be a host for Lightning Talks, come on up. We definitely need some volunteers. Or if you guys just want to paint, we need some painters, or video editors, or what the wizard is doing back here. If you guys want to sit back and monitor the YouTube and audio soundboard back here, that'd be nice. There's a lot of stuff to do here at Hacker Dojo. So if you guys want to volunteer, again, let one of us know. Donations and suggestions. Again, this is very important because Hacker Dojo does obviously need to pay bills. So if you guys want to donate on the Venmo or just some cash in the back, that'd be great. Again, we are doing the block party here. And this is obviously because we're trying to fundraise money for Hacker Dojo. And it's going to a great cause. Hacker Dojo is awesome. Hacker Dojo links. We have the Meetup, website, YouTube, Twitch, Slack, Discord, and Twitter links there. So if you guys want to hang out with us, I say go to the Discord. Hang out with me in Discord. Afterwards, please remind me, because I always forget. Let's take a group photo. Or you guys will see me running around taking photos of you guys. Yeah. And before we get started, our talks will be 5 minutes each for lightning talks. And Eric, hi Eric. Are you going to do a talk? Not today. I was trying to get you. All right, cool. All right, so that's it. Yeah, 5 minutes of talk. This event will be live streamed on YouTube and published unedited. So please be respectful of each other and be excellent to each other. And that's all I have for this so far. All right, I'm going to show you guys the meetup here. Let me drink some water. All right. If you guys are on the meetup, make sure you guys join the meetup so you guys can see all the events that are going on. Pretty much every single day. As you guys know, we are doing the Hackers Block Party today, live streaming here at Hacker Dojo. Tomorrow, free computer tech support. If you guys have some issues with your computers, come back tomorrow around 6 p.m. and get some stuff fixed. As a matter of fact, I have 2 computers. Can somebody help me fix those computers? Turbo? You can help me? Cool. Yeah, let me see you afterwards, please. Data structure and algorithm study group. Again, free computer tech support. Rust meetup, if you guys are interested in Rust, join that. And Lightning Talks again, next Friday at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. is more like the powwow. We can come hang out and just chit chat. Lightning Talk starts exactly at 7 o'clock. I'm trying to start it a little bit earlier, around 6:45. So if you guys you guys are here right now watching, or watching live, if you guys want to do a talk, please show up a little early so we can get your name on the board. All right, and what's really cool is we have a book launch next Friday from Chris Matthews. So if you guys want to join that and help out Chris Matthews with his book signing, please come on by. The Silicon Valley Computer Programming Club is also on Saturday, hosted by Turbo. Raise your hand. And program time. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of people. How many people do you get? Last time there was like 25 people in there. 15, 20, 25 people show up. If you guys want to program, what do you primarily do? Just hang out, demo, and talk about stuff. And programming. All right, again, Sunday, free computer tech, and so on and so forth. That is on meetup.com/hackerdojo/events. The new website is up. Thank you for the volunteers that put this together. This is a new website, so make sure you guys go to Hacker Dojo and check hackerdojo.org and check it out. I'm just going to scroll through the page real quick and show you guys the new website. All right. And that's all I have. Thank you guys for hanging out at Hacker Dojo. Lightning Talks, we are done. Thank you guys. Bye-bye. No. All right, let's try something different. This is every single week, I'm always trying something a little bit different, something new. And this is completely new. I'm trying for the first time. That's why I have Alexandra up here on stage. Thank you for volunteering, by the way. It's going to be like a fireside chat, Q&A. I generated some questions with, once again, ChatGPT. And let's, I'm going to copy and paste this here real quick. Okay. Here, I'm going to hand this microphone over to you.
Hello, hello, hello. Okay, cool. Be blacked out over here. is here. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, solid.
All right. Test. My microphone there, so I
Okay.
don't know where to put that.
Yeah, usually hold on.
Here? Should I just hold on to it?
Yeah, I'll hold on to it.
Is it fine there? Or just take it off?
Oh, okay.
Let's get this out of the way. All right, so again, I am your host, Blockchain John. We do have Alexander here. So Alexander, how many times have you been at Hacker Dojo?
So this would be my official third time in the dojo.
Okay, third time. How many have you guys been here 3 times? Raise your hand. Okay, a couple of you guys. Cool. All right, great. Alexander, what first brought you here to Hacker Dojo?
So my first time, I saw that there was a hackathon going on, and I
Mhm.
said,
Which hackathon was it?
this was the hackathon around 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
If you put it in
The
label.
generative AI
Generative
hackathon?
AI. That's the generative AI hackathon.
Mhm.
I had no idea what I was really to expect going in,
Mhm.
but I said, hey, let me just like throw my stuff, like pitch it out, and I pitched it and found a great co-founder or say partner right now
Mhm.
with the project that we're working on now.
Okay.
So it was really successful and helped out.
Is it a member here at Hacker Dojo?
Claudio, believe, may or may not be a member. I'm not
But
too
he
sure.
Definitely hangs out at Hacker
Definitely
Dojo.
hangs out. Definitely hangs
And
out.
so now you've been hanging out here at Hacker Dojo.
I can't stop
That's-
coming back to Hacker Dojo
That's
after.
that's how they
literally, like,
fish you in, man. That's how they get you in. We got
I
some
can't
events going
stop it.
on, so yeah.
Yeah. Wait,
Cool.
do I need to hold this mic like this?
I got it. All right. So now that you're here, what's your impression of Hacker Dojo?
Hacker Dojo is a very, very talented collective of people just coming together and just doing anything that they want to do, in a sense, like anything that turns them on and, you know, just calls to them, like building anything that you want to build and just imagining, like, you know, like anything, like the baby that was just reaching out and engineering. Like there's so many different types of use cases that are just you see coming out of the people here. So it's very, very interesting space, and I really do appreciate like being a part of it and how accessible the space is for everyone. So.
What's your background? What do you primarily do? Like how did you even end up at this? I'm gonna call this like the pinnacle of joining Hacker Dojo. Like how did you even roll up to this?
Wow, that is. So it's I wish it was more straightforward than the answer actually is, but it is a definite journey. So I finished my bachelor's degree in philosophy, politics, and law before COVID. I said, oh, like, you know, maybe I'll do law and stuff. And that didn't happen because, I worked at a law firm, and then COVID came around and said, no, well, time to take time off. And I took time off and found Holt International Business School. So I studied away in Dubai for a year, did a dual degree in San Francisco, ended up staying in San Francisco. While I was in Dubai, I found a job with a company called Ruby Lemon. It's a hospitality and entertainment company. And I helped Ruby Lemon move from the UK to California. So doing the business development for them and establishing their base here in San Francisco was like, I was the first pretty much employee for the company in California. And I'm at that point now where it's like, oh, well, you know, I have all these ideas and like I want to do more with what I have, but I'm not a technical guy. So I want to bring my ideas to somewhere that I know people can flesh it out and grow and build, and this is the space I came to after trying to work a Raspberry Pi myself. It was not like I did a Raspberry Pi thing in January, and it was just like it was difficult.
How many of you guys have worked on Raspberry Pis? 1, 2, 3 people Raspberry Pis. All right,
Yeah.
4.
So
Yeah, me as well. It's not easy.
So yeah, that's kind of how I was like, I need to find that help, and I found the help.
So this project that you had during this hackathon, what did you guys build?
So the generative AI piece really, I say it didn't throw a doozy, but it was more of like there was an added aspect to the product, which is the Fast Flyers system. And we figured out that, hey, when you put a prompt into any of these AI, like, visual inputs, they don't give you the right information all the time. If you ask, like, hey, I want you to show me this and put this information and meet me at this time and things like that, that, for anyone who's advertising, you want to, like, have that information. Generative AI isn't really filling that right now, and we attempted to build say like a prompt that would enable people to create flyers on demand. So in the 2 days, we got to the point of, hey, we can like kind of blend the colors and like mix the background look, but the wording is definitely something that still needs development.
Okay. And that generative AI hackathon, that was a 3-day event, and you guys knocked it out in 2 days. I'm assuming the first day was like more like brainstorming, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, because it was chaos. I was here on day 1, and it was just chaos. Everyone's trying to build teams. Turbo, you were here. It was just insane that day. It was crazy. There was hundreds of people here. We couldn't fit everybody in here. Some people had to go outside. It was pretty cool. And then after that, the core dedicated members, or groups stayed here. That's why we still have like broke out group tables here, and that's how it was. It was pretty cool. And with that, how many projects came out of that? Do you know?
How many projects?
Projects, yeah. How many groups presented?
Ooh, from that hackathon,
Yeah.
I believe there was 23 groups that presented.
14.
14 at the end, but 23 initially pitched, and then 14 down to 14,
came
right?
out?
Yeah.
Wow. So
This
in
was
3
right.
days, 14 products came out from just a thought to a product, yeah?
Right.
Wow. Wow. AI, man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was everything I thought a hackathon would be. Like, everyone was just like in the room, like just doing work, and
Yeah.
it was,
I came up day 1, day 2, day 3. So day 1 was like chaos and crazy. Day 2 was like everyone's like so focused, just chatting in the groups. And day 3, you can see everyone was like fatigued, like, but then they presented, and it was like an all-day event, right?
Oh yeah.
All day. It was crazy. No sleep.
Definitely.
All right. Alexander, thank you, man.
It was
All right.
really like super awesome. I'm so happy to be.
Yeah, we're trying this out for the first time, having a fireside chat. What'd you guys think? Was it okay? Something different? Thank you. All right, with that said, I can't see my board here. Who's the first speaker on there? Was it? We have, Mohammed. Web3 mobile games. Where are you at? Mohammed. I don't see. Yeah, he was just here. All right, let's skip him for now. Let's go with Chidima. What was that? What did it say? Yes. Let me just go ahead and move my stuff here.
Oh, you filming already? Okay.
All right. So if you can, please introduce yourself and a little bit of your background here before we get started.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hi, good evening. My name is Chidima Kalu. I go by Chi. I'm a researcher model, and I'm going to be pitching to you today. The name of our startup is called What Are Those, and I'm the TPO. So first, I would like to start with a question. Have you ever found an item that you were interested in, like a clothing item or shoe that you wanted to find out on somebody else in a bus or a train or at an event? Yeah? Yeah. So what happened after you found it? You looked at it. You probably forgot forgot about the thing and you never went back to it and actually purchased it. So this is what we do for like sneakerheads and eventually fashionistas. Is we have What Are Those? We help sneakerheads stay updated on the latest trends and releases of your favorite sneakers, as well as help you find them through visual search. Oh, it's not showing yet. Give me a second. Are you gonna reset the timer? It's not popping up as like it's not. Okay. Oh, I see. Oopsie. Alrighty. I think this is fine. Just sorry, my bad. I know. Okay, go ahead. I was trying to extend, but I'm saying thank you. All right. All right, I'm gonna reset. All right, starting again. So as I mentioned, the problem is that you want to be able to help people who have a hard time finding items that they want to purchase. This could be like mostly for sneakerheads. It could also be clothing items. And I'm going to tell you a bit about my team. So we have Sean, who's the CTO, Soumya, who's the CEO, and I am a CPO. Yuki. And then kind of what makes us unique is that our team is consisted of sneakerheads and fashionistas. My team's members being really crazy about sneakers and I being crazy about fashion. Sorry. Okay. And we grew up in like urban culture. We connect to the community. We're interested in sports, music. I being a dancer and model over 10 years. So that kind of gives me a little bit of credibility in understanding what the community is looking for. So we noticed that consumers have a hard time staying updated. For example, I don't really call myself a sneakerhead because when I look at a shoe, I don't know what it is. So I hope to use this application to help me identify and kind of help me up my sneaker game, and I can know what to get started as a sneakerhead. It only takes about like 10 minutes to find the exact name of a sneaker. Whether you're checking on the web or in real time, and the search takes about like 10 seconds to give you the name of the item that you're wearing, which I'll be able to share with you to test. I think a lot of businesses could benefit from this by identifying items that are unique and not easily found. So a lot of small businesses, resellers, are sort of our target audience who can benefit from this. So in our solution, we use some computer vision and some machine learning to help you identify the shoes by the color and the texture, as well as logos on the item, and help you find where to buy them, as well as give you some price comparison to display the sneakers based on the user's preference. So far, we have about 200 downloads. 300 downloads actually, 200 people actively using it. We have people all over the world, in Germany, in Asia, of course. Most of them are located in the US. So this is what the UI sort of would look like. You kind of like launch the app and then you scan a shoe and then it tells you where to go. And then we have a lot of things that we want to improve, such as helping users make connections. We're also onboarding resellers, so people who typically set up stand, people who resell their items, we want to be able to help them become more visible. So our business model works around up to 10% commission on each sale based on the resellers that are on our platform. So if you were to sign up, we would help promote your item. When someone takes a picture of it and makes a purchase, we get 10% of that sale and you get the rest. Alternatively, we're also trying to provide licensing and API to businesses who might be able to use this system to help them with better SEO and better social engagement. Our market size is comparison of people in the sneakerhead market, about 170 million at the TAM, and we're hoping to get at least 10 to 15% of that, of people who focus on the streetwear and then slowly enter into the fashion market. We feel that the sneaker market is growing. It's something that's been going on for, before I was even born, so we don't see it going down anytime soon. Yeah, and so we kind of hope to continue riding on those waves and also using this as a way to get people interested in sustainability by enabling small businesses, resellers, educating people about authenticity and helping people find what they're looking for. So I'll share some of these. So today we're just sort of looking for funding to kind of help us with our next phases, such as hiring engineers as well as designers. We also want mentorship so that way we can make the better decisions. And we are also looking to quit our full-time jobs so that way we can focus on this. So that's where we are. If you're interested, feel free to ask me any questions, and happy to demo the app for you.
All right, Chi, thank you. Chi, right? Chi, thank you. All right, do we get some applause? You guys awake? Thank you. All right, do we have questions for Chi? Questions? One question, here you go.
So how my my sneakers goes? Like I need to see the.
We could try it on and make sure I'm on good Wi-Fi. That's definitely important. Any extra questions before I demo? Yeah, go ahead and I'll come back to you.
All right, question.
So when it comes to a sneaker convention, and there's a bunch of sneakers on the tables and all that, I can take your app, scan the shoe, hear a price from the seller, and then on your app I can buy that shoe, or I will just get like an evaluation of the shoe.
Yeah, so ideally we want to help you make a better decision in the purchase by seeing you want you to better check the price of what you're buying, so that way you don't get swindled by being in the moment of buying something. So you can check the price and you can probably bargain, or you can decide to purchase that thing online where you find it for a better price.
Okay, and then with authentication, StockX make sure they're all authenticated, are authentic, are real. I guess you guys also have a way to make sure it's real, or the replicas.
That's something that we definitely want to work on in the future. Is kind of difficult to authenticate because images are pretty similar looking. You see even Zara producing shoes that look like Nikes. These are Zara's. They look like Adidas. So that's going to take a while. Thank you.
Perfect. All right, Chi, thank you. All right, while she does that demo, I'm going to have Tino come on up. Thank you. All right, Tino. Oh, actually, okay, come on up, Mohammed. Mohammed, Web3 mobile game. Okay, actually, he's doing the shoes. Okay. Tino, come on up. Decentralizing manufacturing with idle robotics.
Yeah,
All right. Hey, my name is Tino Go. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Baru. What we're doing is we're decentralizing manufacturing because it's economically more efficient and it serves customers better. So this whole story started when I looked for a bookcase and I couldn't find it. And I discovered to get one made was a medieval process. And I found that disgusting because I knew the state of manufacturing automation was at a point where I should be able to think something and the machines should start producing. So we're starting in the cabinet and furniture industry because it's a $35 billion industry that wastes $15 billion a year on freight and warehousing, and the long lead times come for free. And so what we're doing is we're making efficient the idea to physical delivery process. So we're no longer iterating around a design and manufacturing instructions. We're actually integrating those two elements. So integrating design with the manufacturing models in a distributed network of manufacturers using idle machines eliminates all of the frictions and soft costs of custom manufacturing. What we're doing is we're tapping into these underused machines. There are about thousands of these machines. On average, they're only in use 2 hours a day. We're benefiting from the geographic distribution of these machines. And we sell products and we send machine instructions and materials to a local manufacturer, giving them additional profits. The way we do this is we engineer everything parametrically in millions of variants so that a customer can choose exactly what they want, and we send it directly to the machine, optimized for that production volume. And so right now we're focused on builders for the volume and the repeat sales. We've got 1.5 million in the sales pipeline, 400,000 has been confirmed. But ultimately there are so many of these machines that we can be less than an hour away from 250 million Americans. And we're selling one kitchen per month per million people. Our sales would be 100 million, producing about 35 million in gross margin that's redeployable into growth. Ultimately, what we've done is we've taken a traditional global supply chain and reduced it down to a hometown process, reducing time, cost, and cost. And the deglobalization actually helps the world, where as a byproduct, we're affecting 6 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. To date, we've had some great investors. They've invested, John Dean was a former CEO of Silicon Valley Bank, John Davidson, a pioneer of the internet, and Lyric Turner, an industry insider. They've invested over half of the venture capital to date. I put in a couple $100,000, and we recently received a grant. With those pre-seed milestones, we've proven the technology in 30 cities around the country, $250,000 in sales. Now we're scaling our sales with B2B, and we're also building a configurator for on-demand self-service custom cabinetry, and we have 2 patents around the use of AR and VR for custom manufacturing. So again, we started selling in June of 2020 to Google employees, and now we're in 30 cities with a multifamily sales pipeline. We're focused on residential initially, and then eventually we'll get into commercial, and then we'll eventually start deploying our patented technology and white labeling that for other use cases. So this is how the patented tech works. You can see it in your space, and as you see it, you can change it for on-demand digital fabrication. Super easy. So this mass customization puts us in a unique space. Even in cabinetry, we're democratizing custom cabinetry, offering all of the attributes of custom at a fraction of the price. So we've got a great team, manufacturing engineer David with Constance, and they're building our cabinet configurator, and Donna, Stanford MBA marketer, go-to-market experience. My own background is, at least for the past 20 years, has been in corporate finance, CFO of various size companies up to $1.2 billion. I invented the patent. And so we're raising $1 million. 70% of that will be for revenue acceleration. So this is the direct sales to B2B. This is the channel partner creation. Again, 1 kitchen per million people per month establishes a $100 million run rate. we'll be cash positive with $1 million. And we'll deploy that gross margin into more growth. So in a recap, we've invented a way to use $500 million of underused automation. We're in market, we're revenue positive, we're scaling. Thanks.
All right, Tino, thank you. Decentralized and manufacturing with idle robotics. All right, questions?
So, tell me more about the local manufacturers, because is it, for example, is it expensive to manufacture locally, or is it not as expensive as it sounds?
It's extremely expensive. However, we've eliminated 40% of the industry's cost structure. So with those savings, we can use better quality materials at every price level. We can pay local wages. For example, in Hayward, we're paying $125 an hour for labor, but we're still able to sell at IKEA level pricing and make money at it.
All right, another question?
Yes, are most of your customers people who are redoing their kitchens?
Most of them are right now, yes.
And is that where your niche is, that your ability to measure quickly and get in and get product to them really quickly, is that kind of where, and are a lot of these people doing it themselves, or is it?
No, for the single family residents, we're going through interior designers and remodeling contractors. And so they are our intermediaries to those homeowners.
Mm-hmm.
For the hotel conversions, they are redoing them, but they're doing it in 200 rooms at a time.
Well, and here's my question now. Where do these people normally go? Would they go to Home Depot or Kohl's or whatever?
There are quasi-infinite alternatives, but they're generally not custom, and they're mass-produced, so you have limited selection and limited variety. And so we're bringing custom to the world at an affordable price point because we've eliminated so many other inefficiencies.
And those inefficiencies have to do with measurement mostly, right?
No, those inefficiencies have to do with a traditional supply chain, where every touch point of a product adds 10 to 15% to the cost structure.
Gotcha.
And we've reduced it into a two-step process.
All right, last question. You had a question?
This question is timing. One of the biggest challenges, especially real estate, interest rates is very sensitive. Right now, the interest rate is one of the highest. So this is the right timing to do this?
Yeah, it's always the right timing. Especially since we're asset free, we have no CapEx, we have no fixed cost infrastructure. We are the most nimble of the rest of them. I look forward to a bunch of those other competitors going bankrupt, actually.
All right. Last question in the back.
All right. I once ran a bracket company, made bracket for flight simulators, and I did a lot of CNC machining, okay? And so I know about this a little bit, okay? So I'm listening to this, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, you got excess capacity manufacturing machining out there. Okay, was this machining or this manufacturing for high-end stuff? So this computer-controlled stuff was for high-end stuff, but it's sitting idle, right? So here you are, you're the owner of this thing. It's not being used all the time. It's sitting idle, and you say to yourself, oh, I'll bring in this business to offset some of my expenses. But once it starts to ramp, and the guy is doing it all the time, it could be that the amount of money he's making on it does not pay for the machine or something like that. So how high-end is this machining, and will you be able to support that as you scale?
Yeah. The machines are extremely high-end. Hang on. The machines are extremely high-end. They are generally owned by the manufacturers that are doing the high-end custom work.
Right.
And
right. So they're high tolerance. I'm sorry. They're high tolerance, high-end machines.
yes.
Being used to make furniture. Okay. So my question is that the margins on the furniture business wouldn't necessarily normally support a really high-end, very precise very precise machine for doing, CNC type stuff, and yet that's what's being used for. Is that sustainable?
It is, because for the typical machine that I showed in the picture, it's $120,000. So that's $2,000 a month on a 5-year capital lease. That's half of a person's wages. It gets one person's 8 hours of work done in 2 hours. So the break even is 5 hours a week. That's why there are so many of these machines. And that's what we're tapping into.
Okay.
And with 60 machines working 20 hours a day for Baru, that produces $1 billion of value. And that billion compares to 1.5 billion of the traditional process, the way it's currently made.
Perfect. All right, Tino, thank you. Thank you. All right, let's get Mohammed up. Mohammed, Web3 mobile games. Question for the audience. Who knows what Web3 is? 1, 2. 2 people. 3. All right, sort of. Questionable. I don't know. Let's see. Do you need blockchain, Mohammed? Good question. Good question. Go on up. All right.
So, actually, does it work? Oh. Thank you very much. So yes, thank you very much for the introduction. Yeah, when we hear about blockchain, usually it's a lot about finance, a lot about cryptocurrencies, and a lot about speculation. So what you said is very interesting. Why using blockchain when it's about real product and not hype? What I believe is that the real end goal of blockchain is not really to just have a hype or like create kind of very quick incentives to buy and sell things, but it has core values, and these core values are about monetizing everything. So what I'm trying to do is to monetize the time spent playing games on your mobile. So if you have the possibility to play a game and to earn money from it, you will do it rather than spending money. The core philosophy of blockchain is much more larger. I will not go into details, but just I will give you some examples so that you can picture what is into play in the future. I know personally a lot of CEOs of companies who are doing basically monetizing the time spent sleeping, because you have sensors all over your body, and then these data are very valuable for you and for the company. Others are doing sensors when it comes to walking, like you can walk in the street and you can have monetized this time spent walking. So on a broader sense is whatever action you perform, you can monetize it through blockchain. You can see it in a far future as blockchain as the input and the LLMs model and blockchain and the AI models as an output. So if we can have the input from you passively and the output through machine learning also passively, then I mean the world will be 99% fully automated. But let's go back to what I'm trying to do. So what I'm creating basically is a fully autonomous space in which all the games are interconnected through blockchain. They are monetized through blockchain, and they are easily sorted so that you can play the best game you want to play. By doing so, we add a lot of values. The first value is monetizing, but the second value is much more interesting to my mind, is how to make interoperability throughout the whole game ecosystem. I was talking about this very recently But the whole idea is to make all the games when it comes to blockchain having similar values, in the sense that you can interconnect games all together by trading assets within games. So you start playing a game, then you can jump into another game on a similar level by trading whatever you've built within a game through another game. So blockchain is first monetization, but second is interoperability and creating a cohesive, complementary system between all the subsystems. So it's another attribute of blockchain that we are using through our platform, is to create dynamism between different games. So by doing so, the future of gaming when it comes to mobile will look like a unique ecosystem where every actors, every gamers, every users can work together in a way that is much more transferable, much more fluid than now, and much more broadly, if we think about blockchain when it comes to Web3, the new iteration of internet, and and with AI, is like whatever action you perform, you can give it value and interconnect it to all the systems that are present in in the world. It can be between computers, between persons, but it can be everywhere. And since these data have high integrity because they are immutable thanks to blockchain, they can be used much more efficiently to train LLMs and to create like value in a way that is much more passive than we know today. Thanks.
Mohammed, I do have a question. So is this like a decentralized Web3 Steam alternative? You know how Steam has a bunch of games on there and they kind of host all these games. Is that what it is? And on top of that, is it like, you said it's like multi-chain, yes?
Yeah.
So it's multi-chain and it's a hub, so you can go to your platform.
Yes. So Steam is the equivalent in the old model of Web2, but we want to create a Steam, but we say Steam for Web3 mobile games, so just so that people can picture it and can have a real kind of definition of visualization of what it is, but it will be much more different. In Steam, you have separate games, you buy these games. It's completely different. Here, you play games and you earn money, actually. You build things within games. You can switch from one game to another game in a way that is very quick, very passive, very efficient, very strong, very powerful. So, yeah, I mean, it is the version of Web3 of Steam, but the capabilities will be completely different, much more interesting.
So I think this idea of interconnectivity between different games, that's really quite interesting. But are you open to mechanisms other than blockchain, which I guess from my limited understanding is public? And like, I could imagine something with like our AGI that would be, perfect for connecting different worlds between games, but it could be private and, and controlled according to whatever you wanted to do. And is this something you're building now? So I guess these are my two questions. Or is this just kind of a hope for the future?
So I'm building the blockchain part. I'm not building yet the AI part, but like maybe you can specify more so that I can answer, because
sure. Sure. So the difficulty, in my view of what makes it hard to go from one game to another is each of the games is a different world with different beliefs, assumptions, expectations, and goals. And when you have something, like AGI, it can understand both of them and translate between them. It can perform that kind of process. And so it can realize what makes sense in one game and turn that into something that makes sense in another in an automated fashion. And you wouldn't need blockchain for that, but it would provide the core benefit, which seems to me to be the interoperability, because there's a whole world of things that you could do with that. That'd be very cool,
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. this is the way to go. We'll not start with AGI because it doesn't exist, and we will start with simple
No,
models
it does. I mean, yeah, the reason I'm asking is because we already do that for the government, that exact kind of thing. Not with games per se, but, and it's all games at the end. So I'm just saying that this is something we can do right now, and I just didn't know if you were completely locked into the blockchain paradigm, or if your broader goal was to get the interoperability and you were more fluid as to how you got there.
Okay, maybe you can give me more details about what you do, like.
We'll talk afterwards.
Yeah. Okay, the way I understand it and the way that I'll try to answer it is like, for sure, we can use models that are AI models who give a value that is as neutral as possible and as objective as possible to any item. It can be a currency, it can be a digital asset, it can be anything. And then based on this value, we give indications to the player. Well, it makes sense if you attain a certain level within a game to trade it for another level within another game. We can do it in a way that is as close to the reality thanks to this model. Yeah, this is what I'm building. But I'm building the infrastructure. I'm building simple models, not very strong AI. Because you talked about AGI, I mean, but yeah, I'm doing it now. Yeah, I mean, we have a beta version that we can share with some people, but this is the direction that we are building it for.
Yeah. So I'm curious if you've given thought to how you'll handle exploits within games. So, if you have a game, bug that makes it exceptionally easy in one environment to like mine carrots that you transfer in value to another game system. Is this going to create a system where bad behavior within games it almost becomes a market of sorts because you can transfer the value to another game and then monetize that more easily? Have you given any consideration to how that'll be handled and addressed?
I'm not sure I understand everything. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, just it's a question about how you'll have you given consideration to how you'll handle exploits within games that create artificial jumps in value. So if a bug in a game allows you to mine 1 million carrots and you take 1 million carrots to another game, and that gives you value in another currency because game A was bugged. How does game B handle that influx of digital currency or value based on another game's failures?
Absolutely. So this is another thing we thought about. It's very interesting because we thought about it, and it's all about forecasting. So if you have a digital asset, it's not the value at the moment that matters. It's also the value that after 3 months or 6 months that matters. So there's a whole kind of AI or algorithms that predict what will be in the future, what this value will be in the future, so that when you trade assets, you can think about a complicated formula in which you take into account the time and the risk and all of that stuff. But the idea is in our platform to being able to have not only the value when you trade it but also give value to the evolution of the value of the currency, the digital asset in the long run. So yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, it's not powerful enough to our mind. Yeah.
All right, Mohammed, thank you. Our next speaker we have is Daniel, AGI for Business and World Happiness. Come on up, Daniel. All the way down. 0. really quick while Daniel gets set up, who knows what AGI is? She knows. Raise your hand. All right, we got like six people I know. All right. What are you guys gonna learn today? What AGI is? You guys are all sleepers, huh? A bunch of sleepers. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
There is no beta version of AGI. You can't get to, it's a binary. Either it is or it isn't. All right.
You hear that? Turbo has the best. The best. The best.
Test, test. 1, 2. Test, test. Test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. I am talking. Okay, I'm done talking. Okay. So, thanks for the patience when we got that set up. So, the things I'm talking about today, they're not science fiction. They're things that we've done for many, many years for the intelligence community, DoD, State Department, other governments, other parts of our government. So we created the first AGI, proved that out for the government. First super intelligence, which kind of falls out of the properties of the former. And it happens to be the first safe, provably moral AI. So all of the discussions that people have been having about the dangers of AI with GPT, those conversations are woefully incomplete without taking our technology into account. So that makes this the first AI capable of helping, not hurting, the first capable of overcoming real social problems. And one of the first problems that we've been looking at is homelessness, which is such a complex and varied problem. People have a real hard time getting their head around it, but what we're offering is the most accurate simulation environment for ideas, looking at what might work, what hasn't worked, why didn't it work, what could work, looking at things like the Finland model. Is that a model? Figuring out what needs to be spent and where and why. So, yeah. So people have a real hard time with generality. They're used to systems that do one thing, that solve one task. And so what we have to do is talk about sort of the concepts and ideas and possibilities in different areas so that people can adapt to what this kind of a thing can do. So the first thing I like to talk about is what we call simulate everything, where you basically simulate any market that you might want to be in. So this is for business owners, entrepreneurs. You simulate all the different parts of your market, the people, the psychology, the regulatory aspects, all the things that go into that market at an extremely high level of detail, which enables you to figure out what to sell, what not to, and figure out who might want what you have. And to simulate your customers. So this also lends itself to very good understanding of how people think and feel and what they want. And so it's able to figure out what they really want on a human level, on a practical level, and tell you what kinds of marketing messages would really resonate with people and why. So this has not really been possible before. Rather than looking at generalized statements or statistical statements, this looks at specific understanding of specific markets and people, which hasn't been possible before. And then this gives you the best window into the future. So when you have a system that's able to look at all these different aspects of the world, it tells you what's most likely to happen in a way that you wouldn't be able to get to on your own. And so you're able to figure out exactly what could affect your business and what to do about it. It also understands people, so it's able to connect people with each other. It could be customers, employees, VCs, professionals that you might need for your business. So one of the most important things to us is entrepreneurship. We think it's probably the best social vehicle for sort of overcoming all the ways that society's been getting stuck recently. And so we want people to make money with this. We want people to participate. So one way is that if you find a project, because it's general, means it can solve more or less any problem that you may find. Say you bring a problem and say, hey, I know this person, they have problem, they have budget. You would share in the revenue for that. If you want to build your own services on top of our platform, especially anything involving thinking, understanding, simulation, and people, you can do that. You can contribute your expertise and get paid every time it's used for somebody else. And if you're a consultant and potential customers don't know if they should trust you or not, put some of your knowledge into the system, let it apply it to their specific situation in a way that doesn't take time from you and is safe with respect to your knowledge, and this is very likely to be able to build conversions. And if you're looking for funding, we can look at, do you really want VC? How likely are you to get it? Prepare materials and connect with VCs and know what to say to them. And in the end, this gives you a chance where all the knowledge that's out there is applied to your specific situation. So with GPT, you're getting generalized stuff that somebody else wrote, but they have no knowledge of you. This is actually tailoring all the knowledge that's out there to you and your specific situation, and there's no substitute for that. So just quick summary of some of the differences. Traditional AI is unsafe. It doesn't offer any of these capabilities. We're offering something that's tailored to you, like a consultant, versus copy and paste. It doesn't get you, doesn't help at all often, and misses critical points. You can prove it will always help and never hurt. Many problems that are hard because of human nature, weak systems, and complexity beyond our control, and we address all of those. And there's no faith required. It's always provably accurate, correct, useful, complete, and moral. So this is just a very brief introduction to a very long topic, but thank you.
All right, Daniel, thank you. You do have questions here?
Yes, hi Daniel. Thanks for showing up
Yeah.
once again.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Yeah.
And I still owe you a document. So.
Yeah, that's me too. So.
Oh, great! Excellent.
Okay, but you say it specific to you.
Yeah.
Now, doesn't it need to get to know you? Won't that take some time? And
so the knowledge is built in such a way that it can be used in any situation. And the process of adapting it to your specific situation is pretty quick and easy. Basically, you would provide it with a little bit of context about you, and that's easy to determine. And then once you have that, that's enough for the system to do the personalization. So that's a pretty...
It's enough for many things, maybe. Obviously, you're not going to say all, because all of us are to some degree so unique that we're not going to show up on Google if you... I don't know,
Well, so think of it this way. As unique as we all are, we are still sort of human beings that exist in this temporal world.
Okay.
So...
I get your point, but
yeah.
I think, though, when you say it's specific to you, you should be very, very careful to be honest about it's really not specific to you. It's you're using statistics to generalize individuals.
I thought we covered this. There is no statistics in our system. This is completely causal. So I am 1,000% precise and accurate when I say tailored exactly to you. That's the whole point. It's not statistical.
But how does it know me?
Well, so the short answer is we do a short interview. There's a protocol we have where we get what we need.
It probably carries on a conversation with me constantly, I imagine.
No. So it's a very straightforward process for us to understand your universe, and we can do it in like an hour. I've done it many, many times on many, many different problems. Once we have that, that's enough for it to do the customization.
All right.
Well, up to an hour. I mean, that's one way. We could look at documents if you had them as well. It's a service.
Okay. One more question over here.
Okay, so integral mind, I want to buy a new pair of shoes. What shoes would you recommend, especially for rock climbing?
Sure. So the way that we'd handle that is we would simulate the effects of various shoes on you. So we gather whatever information we need to understand the relevant parts of you. We gather some information about the available shoes, and then we simulate out the effect of each shoe in this virtual universe, if you will, and then we can show you why this particular shoe is the best and give you an explanation. So we're teaching you about the universe of shoes. We're showing you the interactions with you and the shoes, and then we're giving you recommendation with an explanation of saying, here's why this is best for you.
So you're missing a critical aspect of me, which is I lost 7 toes when I was 20 soloing in the French Alps in the winter.
Oh no, I mean, so the whole point of the personalization is there's no one size fits all, right? It's personalized. So if you lost seven toes, that's one of the things it's going to take into account absolutely during the simulation. What we always look at is we pick every influence that could have some causal impact on whatever we're simulating. Doesn't matter how, you won't know how, it doesn't matter. The computer figures it out. So it's very straightforward in pretty much every case to figure out what those things are that need to go into the system. So that would be one of the things that we'd collect. Obviously, you know, changes in your unique foot morphology would be important
And
to
my
shoes. So we'd take it
and
into
my
account.
risk-taking character.
Yeah, whatever could possibly be causally impactful, that would be, yeah, we would take that into account, yeah.
We'll take the conversation afterwards. All right, Daniel, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
By the way, thank you for that. That was great that you put that up there with all your information. Integral Mind.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next we have Balaji Robotic Mining. Come on up, Balaji. How many of you guys have been here and heard Balaji's talks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8. Balaji, you're a celebrity. It's great. YouTube. He's awesome. He's really awesome. I like his stuff. Yes. All right. Robotic mining. I'm kind of curious. Is it like blockchain mining? Come on, I'm blockchain John. It better be blockchain. No, not blockchain. Wah, wah, wah. Do we have sound effects? Give me the wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. All right.
Hello. Yeah. Hi. I'm Balaji. I'm a software consultant. Work for different companies like Bank of America, Microsoft, and Toyota. Those companies also. So I came up with an idea based on the observation I made about the deep sea mining. So recently they gave a license because the rare minerals are depleting, the availability and the increase of electric vehicle 600%. They are looking for better mining techniques, and also the restriction other countries are importing restriction we are looking for a different source like asteroids and other planets. Instead of going there, much less expensive is going deep into the sea. So there are availability of silver, gold, copper, magnesium, cobalt, and zinc is available in the sea itself, but it is in the nodal and certain areas. So in the we can say if you take in the Mars, we have a rover which goes and collects data. Similarly, we can convert that technology to deep sea mining. So I come up with one design based on the Mars rover design. So this has, suction cups and also has the vacuum-like propulsion, and also the wheels are converted to for the sea mining. So this idea came kind of a car wash. I mean, I was going through car wash. It was having a vacuum cleaner, which kind of blows, air dries, and things like that. So I thought of why not use this one similar one here for the mining. So even California was having this resource because of the gold rush. We have all the resources still. We are using that one why we are the richest state in here. So a second gold rush we can do in the Pacific. So that is the one idea. So the what are the instruments we can develop, like drilling machines, and also robotic arms. This one is available in a different way, which we have to mount it, and which can drill the rocks. And so it has to adapt to the severe conditions. So the rover Mars, they created for that to adapt to different environment. So only the problem in the ocean is the salt, which hampers the engines. That's the only thing we have to come up. Otherwise, other things are similar to the robotics, which we can use. And other design I was using Midjourney. I was creating this one. It's not my design, but at least I just modified the existing robot design to suitable for mining. So yeah, these are the designs which was used in the Alaska also. They use to mine gold still in Alaska in this there's called there is a TV show on that. They send a lot machineries to do that, but we can do remotely using robotics. So we have to create certain adaptable rover-like design which can do this mining. So the basic requirement is the electric vehicles increasing battery requirements. So that is the one we have to meet, and also 600% increase in the demand is there for that. And we have only copper 1.5% left over, so we don't have that much copper. Mostly we are recycling the copper. We don't have mines now, so they are looking for different source for that. So one of the sources is the Pacific Ocean, which has more copper, and Clarion Clipperton Zone is one of the richest one, which is in the Pacific Ocean itself. So those are some of the statistics, and I would like to open the floor for the questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Balaji. Questions? Got some questions back here. All right, 2 questions.
As it turns out, I spent 16 years at the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory working on the Mars missions. Okay, so I'm Kirk Goodall. You could Google me. So I know this stuff. All right, I know how we built the rovers, and it's a completely different environment. So isn't this pretty deep? Isn't this really, really deep? I remember that back in the 60s and 70s, various people were thinking about mining these nodules, but they're really deep. How deep is it?
So the question is?
Okay, I'm looking at your technology, and I think you do well to start with a blank slate in designing these rovers to do this mission. Okay, so the JPL and NASA is not going to help you much, with the exception of the fact that these things can run autonomously to an extent. We had sequences that we used to command the rovers, but it's a totally different thing. So the first question I have is, how deep is this?
Deep, okay. Pacific Ocean deep, so there is already some of the data center Microsoft recently put in the deep sea, and they're running it to save the power. I mean, the deep sea, it has much cool. So there are already some expedition on this type of experiment is done in the deep sea. So how the machinery works, yeah, in the salt condition, it is a different situation. But if you take a Titan, they recently had the issue. There are experimental things we have to do. Unless we do some experiment, we don't have the solution. We can't ignore it. So this is an experimental one. I don't have the exact data how it will work, but we have to do some experiment before finding. It is not going to implode though, because it is.
Is it fair to say it's like 12,000 feet deep or something like that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
not 12,000. Pacific Ocean, I think, depends on the location of the mines. I mean, so this, they already found the area where the Clarion-Clipperton zone, which is the one has the copper mine noodles.
All right.
That is, they already explored, so the machineries are working for them to explore, means it is possible to work there.
All right. Is it 10,000 feet deep? It's really far down there, right?
Yes.
All right. That's your design constraint. Start from scratch and consider the depth.
All right. One more question? Oh, over here.
So I like your presentations, but I'm kind of getting the feeling that static images are so 2022. Have you given some consideration to using POTAT or one of the other video generators to take these static images and make them move?
Oh, that's a good idea.
And would you like some help with that? If
I have
you
to try.
upgrade?
Maybe I get your help, probably, to convert that video.
So I just signed up for a Hive desk. I'll probably be here pretty regular the next few weeks. So just hit me up if you want to work on.
Sure.
You guys saw my MP3 to MTV thing. So I got some code. You can slap that in and make these babies move.
Yeah, that will make it 3D. Yeah, that's a fantastic idea. Thank you.
Awesome, Jim. I'll be hitting you up too. I need some stuff too. Okay.
How do you think, which engine do you think you will use?
What type of engine I'm going to use? Rover engine?
Yeah.
Type of engine only. So I'm just based on the rover's model. So there is a current model, Perseverance is there. That's a more robustic, I heard. But this is a rover, older version of it. So yeah, I have to analyze which version is good for that. Yeah, still I am exploring.
Yeah, I think the water, the ocean is a completely different world, and the creatures inside this world won't allow you to do mining.
Yeah, I understand there is a challenging environment. Even rover undergoes so many tests, they do that. So ocean is a different, salty environment, that is one challenge. And it doesn't have the high temperature though, like Mars, but the cooling effect, it saves the energy mostly. So
we're going to take it afterwards. All right, Balaji, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's get Anthony up. Core memory kit plus history. All right, if you didn't see his setup, the setup's right over here on the wall, if you guys didn't see that. Okay? Come on up. Core memory kit plus history.
Hey, thank you, everybody. I don't see any signal going on here. Okay. I gotta do the mirroring. Yeah, there might be a faster way. All right. So I'm not super prepared for this, but this is core memory, and this is a friend's kit. It's related to my setup and history and cool things on the wall. If you were here in person, which you should be YouTube. Please come in person. You can see the cool stuff on the wall. But this is a demonstration of core memory, and this is the first memory type. What is it? Okay. This is a recently made kit within the last few years where you can make your own version of the original memory. Okay. All right. Well, I can't step through the screen and stuff. Yeah. And so, you know, it's just kind of showing you where you lit it up. So that's, you know, what the kit does to kind of give you a visualization of what's going on there. But I'm going to go back here and step through a little bit of history here with it. In the future, maybe I'll give a more deep illustration or is that any better? It is not liking that at all. Okay. Well, it's good on stream. Sorry, everybody. But basically, you have a bunch of rings or donuts. These are small beads, and you have to thread everything through. So this takes hours and hours to make. And you can kind of see some pictures. This was used in the Apollo guidance system, so maybe our friend from JPL might know more about that. But this kit specifically here is the Core 64 kit. And if you're interested in that, I would, you know, encourage you to look it up and build one of these for yourself. This goes all the way back to the 60s and 70s, was using the Apollo kit. Being that I'm representing somebody else's kit, we'll say, you know, this is from Andy Geppert here, who invented this. And you can kind of step through and see a little bit of the process where this has taken hours to you know, manually thread these, and was an excruciating process, especially for those early computers. You could see some of this at the Computer History Museum. Some of the early computers like the ILIAC and ENIAC used this process. And so some very cool stuff at the Computer History Museum, one-of-a-kind stuff that you really can't see anywhere else in the world there. There is some other stuff that I wanted to bring up. There's some interesting story. Fairchild Semiconductors had a factory in a Navajo reservation. And then the Navajo people made these, you know, very complicated things. There's a great thing written up about that from this author, The Indigenous Circuits, Navajo Women, and some of that early history. And it's very interesting history. Fairchild has a pretty storied history in that regard. But if you're interested in that sort of stuff, I would you know, please look this stuff up. Very interesting. I'll have more to say about it in the future. I kind of rushed this, and I'm sorry for the technical troubles here.
All right, Anthony, thank you. Core memory kit plus history. Questions? All right, Anthony, no questions. Thank you, Anthony. All right, and thanks to all the speakers for such a short notice putting this together. I appreciate all you guys for coming up. I am Blockchain John, your host of this evening. I appreciate you guys for being here. We do host Lightning Talks every Friday, 6 p.m., so come on by next Friday here at Hacker Dojo. And as a friendly reminder, please do not leave your wedding bands in the restroom. With that said, everybody, thank you. Have a good night.